Hello everyone, and welcome to semi-coherent, I suppose. Hi. As you can see, I have obtained a new power. I can move. Some of you may have already seen this. This is called a vtuber, which stands for virtual YouTuber. And yeah, this is what I am now, I suppose. So this video I've been meaning to record for like several months, and I just kept not doing it. Things just kept getting in the way, or I don't know. I don't really have an excuse. I just kept not doing it. And essentially, I just wanted to address the fact that, as you may be able to tell if you've been a follower of the channel for some time, that it's not been particularly active in the past many months. Essentially, the reason is that at the start of this year, I got a job. I would like to say that it's such a cool job and it's so fulfilling and I'm enjoying it and just absolutely loving it. But sadly, that's not exactly been the case. It's my first time being in actual employment, so it is a big achievement for me, but to be honest, I've not had a very good time this year. Because working full-time meant that I didn't have the time for hobbies, and in particular for this video making stuff. I realized just how much time I was spending on it back when I was unemployed and lockdown. Since that's how this channel started. It started as sort of a lockdown hobby. I had been looking for work for so long, and just before the first lockdown I got invited to this interview. I think as a laboratory technician in a mortuary, which I was actually chuffed to do. I think I would have enjoyed that. But the interview got cancelled because of COVID, because we went into lockdown. And then they kept inviting me back like 2 or 3 times, and then it kept getting cancelled again every single time. And then the job kind of just disappeared eventually, and yeah. And similar things happened with a lot of other things that I tried to do. So at some point I just became really frustrated. I was like, this is stupid. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just become a YouTuber, haha lol. Because why not? And to my surprise, I actually really enjoyed doing it. And I put a lot of effort into all of my videos. I was really keen to keep going at the same pace, but while working full-time, it's pretty much just impossible to do that. Like purely just the amount of time that it takes to make a video, I don't have that time. And the other thing is that I don't have the energy, because I already have less energy than most people due to being disabled and chronically ill and stuff. And plus my job doesn't actually stimulate my creative mind in any way. Which is something I need. I need that sort of stimulation, but it does the opposite. It just drains me of life force. So, needless to say, for the past 9 months, I've not been doing that great, to be honest with you. And this whole time I've been thinking about how to proceed and what I can do. And I kind of started thinking maybe I could do this as like a thing that I do. Although I still have a long way to go until I can actually, feed myself using this, and maybe it's not the best way to approach it. But that was what was on my mind, and because of that I started slightly obsessing over numbers and stuff, which is probably not great. And another not so healthy aspect of being a content creator is that everything that you do, you start questioning, how can I turn this into content and entertainment for other people? So that made it somewhat difficult for me to just enjoy things like drawing, and to just do them for myself, without like recording it or anything like that. Which is very limiting, and it's something that I'm also not a huge fan of. That's the only thing that I don't like about it, is that I feel compelled to turn everything that I do into content, which I feel like isn't healthy. I feel like people should also just do things that they enjoy for the sake of doing them, which is what used to happen. I never thought I'd say that, but I somewhat miss the times when I was at school because I drew so much and I made so much art all the time, and as much as my teenagehood sucked, like genuinely it was awful, but at least I had time. I didn't have to worry about feeding myself, that's the only thing. I didn't have to worry about earning money. And I could just do what I wanted most of the time. I feel like since I graduated high school, my artistic abilities and outputs have stagnated a lot. And then when I finished uni, there was that period when I was unemployed, and then they developed again because I had lots of time to draw, especially during this channel. Like, you can see like all those videos that I made with like autistic characters and trying out different art challenges and stuff. That was so fun, and I feel like I've learned a lot during that time. But then when I got the job, I feel like everything just stagnated again because I pretty much done almost nothing. And the things that I have done, I haven't posted on social media because I've just been so drained that I've not even been able to do it. And that made me feel even more depressed because I feel like I'm not... I feel like I'm not advancing my career as an artist. So yeah, anyway, this video is gonna be such a pain to edit. Anyway, so I've been thinking about what to do with this whole situation. I clearly don't want to be working where I am right now, but I'm also not in a position to make money as a content creator, even though I think that's what I want to do, or at least I want to try. It's probably not a good look to go and just say to the world like, oh yeah, I'm just in it for the money, and it's obviously not all that. It's just that you kind of need it to like live and stuff. If we had a universal basic income and if money wasn't like a thing that I needed to eat and have a roof over my head, then I wouldn't worry about it, but unfortunately we live in a society. Anyway, I came to the realization that while working full-time, making the kind of content that I was making, like art videos with detailed commentary, sometimes they involve lots of research and lots of like production, doing everything by myself. But at the same time, I'm also not able to just like quit my job and do this, which is what I really want to do, and do like YouTube and streaming and art and stuff all the time, because then I'll be broke and sad. So yeah, I'm in that typical artist problem. So I've been thinking about how to proceed. I am looking for new jobs right now, or I say that I am looking. I am supposed to be looking. I'm not actually looking as much as I should be, but let's just say that I'm doing it. And at the same time, I've started thinking about how I can do things differently in order to actually produce something that I can be proud of. So I guess this video is about the future of this channel and the future of my various online endeavors. So the two pillars of this channel are art and activism. Let's talk about activism first. So this year I joined this project called What the Trans, which is basically UK-based news media for trans people. However, allies are also welcome. And generally we focus mostly on trans issues, but not exclusively. We try not to be single-issue people. And What the Trans is a project of my good friend Michelle, who is genuinely one of the best and loveliest people that I know, who has so much integrity. It never ceases to amaze me. Anyway, so we have a podcast that comes out every 2 weeks. We have a website where we post articles, and recently we have started doing streams on Twitch. So we have the What the Trans news show, in which we talk about the news every Sunday at the moment at 7 PM UK time.
in the vast majority of the Scottish Parliament, they're being really supportive, and everyone's wanting to say, "Oh yeah, I want to move up to Scotland," and even I did a little tweet about it as well. And quite frankly, I need to get into the spirit of being a Scottish person if I'm going to be moving over there. So I've been a bit busy, getting in touch with my Scottish side. I had to get the stereotypical hat on.
What are you
to
doing?
go Scottish.
No, what are you
I
doing?
made friends with Nessie. That's always good fun because he's a really cool person. Started to get in touch with my own brew because I've got to do it because I'm Scottish. As well as that,
Are you Scottish?
I'm not, but I'm gonna be proud to be Scottish with my iron brew. I'm gonna eat my iron brew with my
Why do you
tartan.
have? Why is digital you got an iron brew?
And then we have What the Trans, sort of just hanging out show. So it's more lighthearted, usually gaming. I might stream myself drawing something in the future on it. And it's been really fun. It's been really, really fun doing this. Oh, and we also have a YouTube channel where we produce videos, so there's a couple of videos that we have produced together with Alex, who is like our main video person, and then I also help out on that. We basically work together on videos. And I've been so thankful to be part of this project. And I think I'm probably going to direct most of my activist type efforts to What the Trans now. Because there's a lot more that I can do in a team. One of the main challenges of this channel is that I'm just one person and I have to do pretty much everything. Like every aspect of the video that you see, maybe outside of music, I do by myself, and it's a lot to do. And like I said, with my current work schedule, it's basically impossible. So if I want my activism to actually reach anyone, I need to find another way to make those things a reality, and I think What the Trans is what that way is gonna be now. And then the second thing is that well, obviously you can see that I'm using a VTuber now that I made myself, and there's kind of a whole culture surrounding these virtual YouTubers, and I have been curious about it for a while, so I want to try leaning into it a little bit more. So I made this new YouTube channel called Kai Mycelium, which is the name of this character who is kind of me, but not really. At the moment it's empty, but the idea of the channel is that I'm going to post things in it that don't quite fit on this one. So that could be like gaming videos, things like just silly things like reacting to memes or whatever, something along those lines. And then I'm also thinking of using this to stream on Twitch, which I've already had a chance to try out with What the Trans, and it actually works quite well. You may wonder why I don't just use a camera like a normal person, but well, I'm not really a normal person. I am pretty shy and I feel very self-conscious most of the time. But with this, I can actually be comfortable and relaxed. It feels very comfy to be a VTuber, and it also gives me a chance to express my creativity because I've been complaining about how I didn't get to do any art, but I made this, and look, it moves, and it has physics, and it has all these things. It's not perfect by any means, and compared to professional VTubers, it's very narrow, scrunkly looking, but it's mine. I absolutely loved working on it, and I want to make more. So this is made on a program called Live to Do Cubism, and that's one more thing that may go on that channel, or possibly on this channel. I've not actually decided yet which one. Like the process of making this model, because I have recorded pretty much all of it from start to finish, and it's just a matter of editing it. So that brings me to the art part of this channel, which is probably what this channel will mostly be about now. I think that I probably want to focus it a little bit more in the art direction. I don't really know how it's going to be like though, and I don't know if I'll get to have time to do these things. What I'm hoping to do is find a job that I can do part-time that pays enough for me to live on, and then use the leftover time to do like art and videos and game dev and for the trans and everything. But I also do know that I do have a habit of spreading myself way too thin, and I rush headfirst into new hobbies and I get so excited, and then eventually, after a while, they kind of lose novelty, and then it becomes really hard to motivate myself to finish things. Which, case in point, my game dev career, which so far has been a little bit questionable. So I've been trying to make a game for absolutely ages. It's embarrassing how long it's taken. It's almost like a decade soon. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have too much ADHD and depression to finish things. I'm sorry. But I really want to do it, and I'm just trying to figure out how. And one way could be to stop spreading myself so freaking thin and to actually focus on one thing, but I don't know how to do that, so maybe I should just accept that this is how I am. I used to just do these things as hobbies and not really think too much about them. But now that I'm an adult, a serious adult, I feel like I need to actually start thinking about what do I want to do with my life and what do I want to do as like a career. Honestly, I am all for universal income because I freaking want to think about what to do for money's sake. I just want to live my life and do what I want, but unfortunately, it just be like that. Especially since I'm trying to save up to do transgender things privately, because I've given up on the NHS because it's gonna be like 5 years soon since I got referred to my gender clinic, and I've still not heard anything from them. And before you say that, yes, I have contacted them multiple times over the years, and every time the response has been the same, like, yes, you're on the list, we know you exist, just keep waiting. And then I just keep waiting forever and ever and ever and ever. And yeah, I'm just sick of that. So I've been working my ass off this year and not really spending much money, and even though my job is in London, I've not been moving to London specifically so I can save money, and then got in trouble for it, and then there's all kinds of awful going on at my job. But the point is that I've been frugal, and I've just been basically getting my salary, then like throwing a good chunk of it to the top surgery fund, and then doing it all again next month. But I have finally saved up enough, I think. Unfortunately, after that's done, I'm probably going to be... Well, I hope that I'll be happier and that my quality of life will improve. But financially, I will... let's just not talk about that. Oh yeah, and another thing is that it's so hard to have a consistent sort of identity as an artist, which you really need if you want to, like, quote-unquote make it. But also when you have so much ADHD, I don't know how you're meant to do that, because, like, it's too many things, too many projects, too much of everything. Anyway, so that's that. I don't know when I'll next upload to this channel. I also don't know when I will actually start streaming on my Kai Mycelium channel and uploading, because recently I've been quite preoccupied with doing what the trans things, and we've been streaming a lot with them. But I think there will be things that I want to stream by myself that don't really, they're kind of not really related to what the trans at all. My obsession this year has been Genshin Impact, for example, and I really want to start making videos about that. So yeah, I think the first videos on that channel will probably just be me, like, gambling for characters. That's actually another thing that some of my salary has been going to, but really, can you blame me? Like, work is so stupid and boring, and Genshin is so fun, and you get a new character, and don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not overspending, I'm very sensible, adult, mature. Look at these eyes. Do you see how mature I am? Do you see it? Do you see it? This is the face of a mature adult. Yes. This is the face of a mature. This is the face of a mature adult. Yes, very mature. Oh yes, I love working. Absolutely adore it. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Don't know what came onto me. I'm just, just be like that sometimes. And just be like that sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this video made sense. I'm probably going to curse myself while editing it. But yeah. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if anyone has any advice for this silly little mushroom about what they should do with their life, then I'm not opposed to listening to that advice, because I feel like I need it right now, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that art is really important to me and that I cannot live without it. So even if it's not easy, I'm going to try and build a life in which I can keep doing it. And I hope you join me on that journey. It would really mean a lot if you could follow my social medias, especially Twitter, because that's the one that I use the most. And actually I've kind of abandoned most of the other ones, which probably really isn't helping me be the content creator. But yeah, everything is just too much, man. Everything is just too much. But yeah, I'm hoping that I will. I'm trying to come back. I think I'll try to come back to Tumblr too. So I'll put all the links in the description, so if you could follow them, that would mean a lot. And I'll link with the trans stuff as well. And there's also a link to Ko-fi where you can support me. And yeah, I hope that I will see a day where I can actually just do these things that I'm really passionate about full time. But for now, I think I'm just going to try and make the best out of what I have, because objectively my life is not that bad. And if there's one thing about me is that I'm really stubborn. I've not quit making my game, for example, after all this time, even though I do have like massive gaps and delays between it because of like ADHD depression combo, that I just lose interest or inspiration and motivation, then just flop on the floor and lie down there and cry. But I get up. I get up eventually. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this lengthy ass video about why I've been missing for so long. I don't know when this particular channel will be active again, but I think you might have better luck catching me on Twitch or definitely on the What the Trans Twitch, because we actually do have a regular schedule and I don't have to do everything all on my own, which is really such a relief. You have no idea. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was Shroomy, and I hope to see you somewhere, someday, at some point, which will be more likely if you follow all the things, so please do, and then I promise that I will be there. I will be there at some of them. Most likely Twitter, definitely What the Trans Twitter, and possibly other things. And also I'll try to actually finish my game at some point, and if you are someone who's been following the development of that, then worry not. because I am very slow and very inconsistent, but I am very, very, very stubborn that it will happen. So yeah, thank you. Bye. By the way, look at my VTuber model. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.